Residents await fulfillment of first-class roads promised from the presidency. Nigerian ex-prisoners battle challenges of social reintegration. Businesses in the Kanifing municipality prepare for road clearing operation. This and more coming on the World Today newscast. Hello, and this is the World Today newscast with me, Mariama Cham. Thanks for joining us, and now the news in detail. During his 2021 nationwide tour, President Adama Barrow promised residents of Ibo Town the construction of first-class road earmarked from the OIC projects. According to plans, the main Ibo Town road from Westfield down to the riverside would have been under construction by the first quarter of the year. Residents of the areas who marked the dates for this anticipation development are now doubting the availability of the presidential pledge. Details of that in this report.
President Barrow based his promise of road infrastructure on the much talked about OIC summit schedule for Banjul next year. With that, the disaster hotspot town will have experienced a better living condition, especially during the rainy season.
I
have one thing to tell you, the people of Ibo Town. I did not come here empty-handed. I brought something for you, the people. I will tell you people, with the road projects of the OIC, Ibo Town will have its share. In 50 years, there is only one road to Ibo Town, starting from Joko, and the main road from Ibo Town to the riverside. It is part of my projects which I will be launching from March to April. By the grace of Allah, you will see machines in Ibo Town here. It has been 4 months away from the proposed date by the president when residents of Ibo Town are yet to set eyes on any indication of fulfilling the promise from the presidency. Yahadi Chebo, one of the residents, observed that the president has been silent over the issue and that is somehow killing their hopes.
When
he came here, he told us that he will help Ibo Town, but he has forgotten about us the very day he made these promises. Barrow is not coming here anymore, and as we are in the rainy season, any driver you mention Ibo Town to, we will not even look at you. Also, when it's around 4 to 5, the Gelegele is going to Badala will go. Since the rainy season started, I haven't stepped outside. People don't attend your events in rainy season due to the bad road. At first we believed his promise, but his silence made us lose hope. They were all just empty promises.
Babakar Gay, one of the commercial drivers plying the road of Ibo Town, tells of the challenges confronting them due to the bad roads.
President Barrow has really betrayed us. We were hoping at the very moment he said those promises, we thought by this time we will be running on a smooth road. And right now, the rainy season is really affecting our vehicles. As you can see, how huge the garage is, only the Gelegele that are running. The taxi drivers would have been here, and passengers wouldn't have stand here and wait for vehicle. So all of this is because of the bad roads. We are really suffering. If the president can help us, then honestly, we would be very happy.
Malik Jau, who is also known as Baifal, is of the view that a promise is just what it is, and that they are waiting on the president to deliver.
Our president is our president. He came here and promised us, and we were hoping that to happen. But still now, as you can see, our roads, when the rain starts, it's always a challenge, and the government is ours. They are the one who should come to our aid, and we the citizens should be behind them. But at least they should look back to us, because when there is an election, we would go and vote. So they should also fulfill our needs. So we are still waiting.
But Hawa Sise believes that Barrow should be reminded of the situation as he had experienced the mobility challenges in the place at least once.
te ñoom si gannaawam lañ nekk so dafa war a dimbale ñu defar ñu yoon bi.
He promised that to us and we are behind him, so he should help us with the roads because we suffer a lot with these roads. If it rains heavily, any taxi you pay $1,000 to bring you to Ibo Town will not take it because of the roads. The terrible road conditions are way too long and we want him to help us with it. The president himself knows the area because he has been coming here way before he became president. So let him help us because the roads are bad.
The constituency, with over 30,000 inhabitants, has been experiencing poor road networks and bad drainage system over 2 decades. The situation is likely to persist as their latest hope for development is at the midnight of the very political circumstances around them. Standing right now is the exact place where President Adama Barrow made these promises to the people of Ibo Town that he will construct first-class roads to the people of Ibo Town. However, as you have heard from them, the people of Ibo Town have said that they have seen nothing made of the promises by President Adama Barrow. So, Mr. President, the people of Ibo Town have crossed their fingers, waiting whether the promises you made to them will be fulfilled or not. Reporting for iAfrica News, this is Mariama Cham.
Now, the continued spread of coronavirus and its variant is still a cause for concern in Africa, with government compelled to install strong barriers in preventing unbearable situations. The Gambia has registered additional 113 new cases of the coronavirus, taking the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 8,500. Ndesise has the rest of that in this report.
Confirmed coronavirus infections have jumped forward in most parts of the world, and deaths from the disease in Africa have increased by 80% over the last 4 weeks. Gambia, being part of countries experiencing the third wave of the virus in Africa, is witnessing a steady increase in the number of positive cases, prompting the need for a renewed attention on the war against the virus. With the latest record of 113 cases, the total number of coronavirus cases in the African nation has added to 8,505. The 3 new deaths, according to the situational report from the Ministry of Health, brings the total death toll to 238. As of this week, 32 COVID-19 patients are thriving on the oxygen therapy. The global spread of the virus is driven largely by the Delta variant. The situation is worsened by inconsistent use of health measures and inequitable distribution of vaccines and other treatments among countries. The Delta variant of the virus has now triggered a 4th wave of the pandemic in many European countries, such as Germany and France. Gambian health officials have advised the continued respect to public health guidelines, especially in public places, in order to prevent similar cases as in Europe and America. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Ndesise.
From that COVID report by Ndesise, we go now straight to Nigeria, where a non-governmental organization is providing opportunities for former prisoners to help them reintegrate in the society. Nigeria is faced with a high crime rate, with an estimated 3,000 offenders reported within 2 years, revealed by a European journal Scientific Research in 2019. The government is initiating measures to transform inmates in different prisons in the country. Details of that in this report.
Adamu Tanko, not his real name, does menial jobs like mixing sand with cement for molding blocks at this factory in Jos, not central Nigeria. He is a former inmate who served a jail term in 2019 for theft. But he says reintegrating into the society has been challenging.
Life hasn't been easy though. Challenges up and down. I'm an African man. I'm supposed to provide for my family. And things are not just working for me the way like I'm picturing it. So sometimes I do get tempted sometimes to what if I make that wrong move again then? But, the economy, hardship, so I do get tempted sometimes, but I really want to be a better person.
According to a 2019 report in the European Journal of Scientific Research, 300,000 offenders were reported between 2013 and the first half of 2015 in Nigeria. Of that, 10% were first-time reoffenders, with some relapsed as many as 6 times.
If you conduct another survey now or research, you will find, tremendous increase. We're talking about the evolution in criminality. Today, the kind of crimes committed are more sophisticated in nature. The economy could be a reason, you know. Population explosion could also be another reason. And then bad governance too. The biggest challenge here within the Nigerian society is stigma. No sense of belonging. He doesn't really, he cannot cope outside. Whatever it is that made him go into the prison is also waiting for him when he comes out of it.
The NGO, City of Refuge Friends Club, offers help to prisoners and former prisoners like Adamu.
The first thing we do is counseling. And counseling can take a while, you know, because first, this person, you have to befriend him to a certain level, that he will open up and even tell you the truth that he didn't say in court. Once we start to notice that these people we are dealing with, you know, are ready for the next step, then we ask them, do you want to go to school? Some will say yes, some will say no, they want to go into business. We respect people's free will, even if they are ex-convict, we respect their free will. Whatever they want to do, if it is school, we enroll them into our school. You know, if it is business, we give them a soft grant to actually enroll.
Activists say overcrowded and dilapidated prison facilities are part of the problem, not offering prisoners the support needed to turn their lives around and prepare them for when they get out. The Nigerian government says it is working towards the rehabilitation of prisoners and the entire prison service. The government in 2019 changed the name of its prison service to the Nigerian Correctional Service after signing the Nigerian Correctional Service Act into law. The move is meant to give the prison service a new image and make it function more as a correctional institution rather than mere shelter for persons serving jail terms. The service and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime this year launched a project aimed at strengthening the social reintegration prospects of prison inmates by enhancing their access to education, vocational training, recreational activities, and other support services. The hope is that with such efforts, ex-prisoners like Adamu will not be tempted into crime again.
Now, as Operation Clear the Roads reaches the coastal road, businessmen along the Mamadi Manjang Highway have expressed commitment to do the needful on their own. The exercise aims to decongest the flow of traffic by getting rid of unwarranted goods and services along both sides of the roads within the Greater Banjul area and the West Coast region. Gambia Police Force, together with the National Road Authority and partners, began the operation in Brikama, coming down to the Kanifan municipality. Details of that in this report by Fatmata Kasim.
The operation has led to the removal of temporary structures in canteens and sub, as well as skilled garages along highway pavements, giving space for the regular heavy traffic to breathe a bit of fresh air. Those responsible for resources such as parked cars, construction materials, mainly of gravel and sand, had been notified to ensure their removal from the designated areas ahead of the enforcement by the joint authority. The Gambia Police justified the operation as a strike to maintain clear pathways for both vehicles and pedestrians to avoid unnecessary accidents and wastage in traveling times. Traffic jams, especially during the prime time of every weekday, is a matter of public outcry to which this operation is expected to heal to a great degree. Musa Balde is a dealer in second-hand goods who believes that the sanitization of the traffic is achievable if the rule of the game is kept in the right hands.
I expect them to come in peace and speak nicely to us before we can remove our materials from where we place them, because it's all part of development. The footpaths that you are saying is not meant for business. I have no plans of removing my things on the roadside unless they give me a genuine reason to do so. But if not, I will not remove them.
Dam Jan is an auto mechanic who has the task of relocating and disposing garage waste, including worn-out tires, ahead of the commanding authority.
The work they are doing is very important, and this is a highway, and pedestrians use it, and these materials, to be honest, should not be here. so that the highway would be free and people can access the roads. So this, to me, is something very crucial for all of us. So before they come, I will remove them from here.
The operation began in Birkama West Coast region by the end of July, leading to a major changes such as the relocation of canteens and parks along the pathways. Once the joint operation delivered its command to the concerned areas, those found wanting are expected to face legal measures on the road clearing enforcement rule. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
And Fatoumata Kasim there on businessmen along the Mamadi Manjang Highway set to do the needful before operations clear the road reaches their end. Will take us to a quick break and we'll be right back with the rest of the news on the wall today. Stay tuned.
The locations, the design, the materials used, all the way down to the latest details are few of many things that we focused on when we envisioned the airport residency. As proud innovators of community estates, the airport residency in Old Yundum, a project by Swami India International, offers unique gated community with 3 and 4 bedroom villas and duplexes. Just 5 minutes away from the Banjul International Airport. Luxury, convenience, and accessibility are some of the reasons you should consider this great housing opportunity. With a clubhouse, a playground, access roads, and parking facilities available for your dream home or a valuable investment, you will find all you need at Airport Residency here in Old Yundum.
Welcome back, and this is still the World Today newscast. Now, Tanzanian nationals are lamenting over the new charges added by the government communication, which is affecting many people's life, especially those engaged in mobile money business. Authorities have however, called for calm, saying they are aware of the public concerns over the new updated tariffs. Over the years, the East African country has witnessed a significant growth in the telecom industry. More of that in this report.
Joyce Mujaya depends on her phone to run her online retail clothing business. 2 years ago, she began posting clothes online to build a customer base with hopes of one day setting up a physical shop. However, the recently introduced mobile money levies are making it harder for her to do business.
Clients who want to pay via mobile money are reluctant to incur additional costs to pay for product because the money they're sending to me has already been slashed on their end due to the levy. So what happens is that I end up incurring losses.
The new levies are not limited to mobile money transactions. Excise duty on airtime in Tanzania stands at 17%. Mobile services such as calls, SMS and data are subject to an 18% value-added tax. The government says it is paying attention to growing public concern over the rising cost of communication.
I ask that the public remains calm in these matters. We will continue to offer explanations in all areas that require clarifications, and we will take steps in the areas that require action so that the building of our nation can continue.
So far, the introduction of a mobile transaction levy has seen the cost of transfers double. The Mobile Network Operators Association says the levy has already resulted in a 45% drop in revenues.
Tanzania is the second largest telecoms market in East Africa behind Kenya. The market here has grown from 12 million unique mobile phone subscribers in 2010 to over 25 million last year.
Despite numerous levies, mobile phone subscribers in the country enjoy the lowest internet costs in East Africa. However, Joyce feels things could still get better.
At least half of the present cost. It will make it easier for someone to afford because we can't expect the government to completely remove the levies.
The government says levies in the telecom sector are supposed to finance development in rural areas. It hopes Tanzanians will see things the same way and keep using their mobile phones.
Now, in a bid to mitigate the effects of climate change, a group of Ugandans are out on a campaign to promote tree planting in the country. The move, according to the initiators, is geared towards protecting trees like ruminants to help preserve the environment. With the objective of planting 1 million trees annually, the foresters also want to use social events to propagate tree planting. Details of that in this report.
Campaigners in Uganda are growing pet trees. They are concerned many trees planted are not well taken care of and end up dying. Pet tree campaigners now believe creating a special bond with trees gives one the responsibility of ensuring it grows.
If we can have all friends in animals, which is part of wildlife, trees are part of wildlife as well. Even when they are silent, we think that they are real good friends to us for a lot of reasons. They give us fresh air, they help in mitigating and reversing climate change. So I think they are underrated.
There is concern that the country is losing most of its indigenous tree species because of their medicinal values. Some of these trees are now endangered and others are becoming extinct. Uganda's tree cover is just 12% and campaigners want to increase this to 24% by 2040. Most of the trees are lost to wood fuel and construction. Foresters here are encouraging developing relationship with trees by naming them and taking care of them as pets till they grow in order to improve the tree cover.
So we are propagating so many of these seedlings so that people can take this back home and plant and regain what was once ours. Because some of these trees are just endemic or they can only be found here in Uganda. So it is very important that we always preserve them.
The Pet Tree campaign is hoping to use cultural ceremonies like marriages, birthdays and school clubs to promote the planting of more trees. Their goal is to grow at least 1 million trees annually with the hope of reversing the effects of climate change.
And that tree planting initiative by a group of Ugandans in order to preserve its forest brings us to the end of the World Today newscast. I am your presenter, Mariama Cham. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.